Okay, so I'm going to start sharing. And I try to be alone and mind distract me from being alone. Suddenly start scrolling phone and apps. Absolutely. So these days, being alone actually has become even more difficult. The phone is the biggest addiction right now that's there, right? And biggest distraction. Distraction is anything that takes us away from ourselves. I have felt loneliness is something deeper when you are in lack of something. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So for me, I actually felt, I got to know at a theoretical level this understanding of aloneness and loneliness much earlier, before actually I could observe that in me. And I'm going to really share a beautiful story that I actually, that really explains this very beautifully. So many years back, in a place where it used to be extremely cold, there used to be these group of porcupines. And once when it was very cold, what happened is they were feeling too much cold, and they came together to warm each other up. And as they came together, of course, initially they started feeling warmth, but slowly, obviously, we can understand what happened is they started getting poked by the other's thorns. And then what happened is they wanted to push the other people away. So they started to push the other people. And again, they became distant. But obviously, after some time, again, they realized that I'm feeling so cold. Right? And we need the warmth. And then they again had to come closer and then find a way where they could provide warmth to each other. And they could also not be pushing each other, poking each other. Now, friends, this is exactly the state of us human beings. Much earlier in the evolution, in the previous centuries, when families and people would be together, even if things were not working out, relationships were not working out, they would still stick around. It was almost like people were staying out of fear. I cannot be alone. I cannot do this. Whatever may be the reasons socially, right? I cannot, this can't be going out, and they would still kind of stick together. That is something that was happening earlier. At a societal level, what is happening now is people are becoming more and more self-reliant. Of course, that starts from physical, right? Money-wise, everybody is able to make a living. And more people are actually saying, okay, let's not be together. And they are kind of, give me a second. They are kind of really living alone. But actually now what's happening is people are recognizing that loneliness has become the biggest problem. In fact, that day I read that WHO has, is starting to talk about loneliness as a problem. And what is it that we do about loneliness? Right? So loneliness is a problem that is coming out of a lot of individuation, which comes at a superficial level. If you're going to look at life and if you're going to live life just at a superficial level, I don't need you for whichever other reasons, right? I don't need you for the money. I can make my own money. I don't need you for this. When we are just living at a very superficial level, then when people actually learn to be by themselves, deep inside they are going to feel lonely. When the masters have spoken about aloneness, aloneness is not a situation of lack, is not a feeling of lack. When a person is actually feeling aloneness, they are enjoying being alone. They're enjoying being with themselves, and there is no lack. And when we say they are enjoying being with themselves, that also means without any distraction. Right? Nowadays, people will say, yes, I love being by myself, but by myself is watching my Netflix and watching my phone and doing all the other things by myself, like there is nobody else. But there is somebody else. There is somebody with you, right? It's the Netflix now or some other device or a pet, anything, right? Even a pet is somebody else. right? You are actually not alone. So that aloneness is actually a positive thing, is a capacity to be by yourself and enjoying your own company. And this can happen when we actually go at a deeper level. So right now, the way we may be living, when there are other people who we feel, I don't want to be with her, I don't like it, right? Typically, what people do is they try to just separate themselves, take themselves out of the situation, and then create that feeling of, okay, I'm disconnected. But when they are going to do that, they are not going to actually, the growth is not going to happen for them. We are all here as souls, we are here so that we grow. The situations the soul has chosen is so that we grow. So obviously, we don't have to be in toxic relationships. It's not like we have to just be there. But what is important is that we need to go deeper within ourselves. So when we learn to see the relationships as mirrors, we don't have to disconnect with them, but definitely not cling on to them also because of a fear of being alone. So the richest relationship is going to be when both people really have the capacity, they love being by themselves, they love themselves, and then they come together to share with each other. I have love to give, and I'm happy to share with you, and you have love to give, I'm happy to receive with you. And then when two people coming like that together come, it's not going to be two, it's 1 plus 1 11. We're really, it's going to be a very powerful togetherness that we bring. If the families can also exist in this way, this is going to be wonderful. That family is really going to be nurturing each other, supporting each other, right? But before we really do that, before we say, okay, how is it that typically, how is it that ideally we should have this set up? Each of us need to learn to be alone. We need to confront our fear. So if we are in some relationship out of a neediness, we need to confront our fear. We need to confront the feelings of lack. It's like right now when we are here and we are actually going to something outside to make that lack go away. Either we are in relationships or we are going to devices, but we need to actually go in. When we observe that this feeling is there, that the other's thorns hurt me. I'm a porcupine also, even I have thorns, right? I'm also going to be hurting the other. And maybe your husband says you are the problem, and I feel you are the problem, right? But I have to really obviously see what are the thorns that I have. But I need to also recognize that I should not be really operating out of a lot of lack. So if we can confront our fears of loneliness, if we can really understand the mirrors, that is what brings us to the state of aloneness. So today, the meditation that we are going to do, we are going to actually go in, starting with saying, okay, if I feel loneliness, when I miss somebody, when I need that phone or something outside, I need to just go to something, what happens in my body? We're going to start with witnessing the feelings, the sensations in the body, because the body never lies. And then really going within, dropping within. Right? So some or the other addiction, it could be a loved one. I have to speak to this person twice a day. If I don't speak, something, I don't feel good. That something is becoming a crutch. Why is it so important? Right? So we really need to look into it. In fact, this meditative process, Vipassana, is a beautiful technique. They've really devised it in that way. 10 days when you're going there, you're without a phone, without any connection, and actually you're not even supposed to look into anybody's eyes. My mother had gone a couple of months back, and because my father fell ill last year, and she said after she came back, she said on the third day, I just was feeling like something is going wrong. Something is going to go wrong. And I just felt like now Ganesh will come and he will come to take me, that something is wrong. Like she was worried that maybe my father would be unwell, something would happen, and she now needs to go back. And she shared it with her teacher. And the teacher said, all your fears are going to come up. I had a cousin brother who about 7-8 years back went for Vipassana. Now he is an army person. He's now retired. But that time when he went, he started feeling so scared and so edgy, so restless. He said, I'm sure there is an attack that's happening. My country is being attacked. I am needed there. And he left the course. He was just very convinced. And he said, no, I can't, not be there for my country. And he just left the Vipassana and he came out. And then realizing there was nothing. So whatever are our own fears, they really come up there. So the whole course, the whole process is really designed so that the fears will come up and you face them. All your worst fears, all your insecurities, everything will come up and you need to just face them. So that is the intention that we can also keep. And I'll let myself see, do I have these fears, and I'll allow myself to face it. Any questions before we go for the meditation? Nilimaji, I see that you're trying to speak up muted.
Yeah. I have a question. Like, I'm not feeling well. My throat is bad. But the thing is, you are talking about that fear in Vipassana, but I have this fear that whenever I plan to go for a course, like I wanted to join your course, but I had a fear someone will call me back. Like now I have planned to go for that 2nd and 3rd Feb. Dr. Newton is taking the family constellation. But that fear, I don't know from where it comes, from my parents or something like that. Someone is going to pull me back. And I'm not able to speak it out to someone ki I have to join a course on 2nd and 3rd. So like you said, so like I realized this.
Yes, that's wonderful, Nilimaji.
Yeah.
And you face it. So the first step you've already taken, you've shared it here. You're not able to speak and speak about it, and you've spoken here. So
Yeah.
that's the first step already taken.
Yeah.
And you can just register, you can book yourself for it and tell everybody. We have to just face it. Last Sangha, I was sharing how my worst fears came up last year, and I kind of just faced it. I knew that, okay, this is what is happening. I have this fear. I need to go through it. So just by going through that dark tunnel, that is what helps us to really shift.
Thank you so much. When you were saying that, something was running in my hands, like I don't know what was happening, some vibrations were. I'm very desperate to go there. I don't know whether I'll make it or not. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. And when we talk about loved ones, one of the things also that is there with fear is we are even scared of acknowledging our fears. We don't
yes,
even pay attention to them because somewhere this feeling that if I'm going to think about it, it may happen.
yes,
Like how people say that don't think negative, negative will
yeah,
happen.
yes,
Right?
yes,
So when we are meditating, of course, these are things when we are talking here, people who are practicing meditation will do that. Somebody who's not used to looking at their own thoughts, not used to witnessing that let me watch my clouds like my thoughts like clouds, they come and go, right? For them, they are scared because if they are thinking, they are going to give it attention automatically. But the very quality that we are doing here is going to be different. We are going to witness our thoughts. We're going to witness our loneliness. We're going to allow ourselves to feel it and to see it, right? And know that when you just witness it, it does not come true. Yes, that is where we need to also apply the laws of the universe. When we say ask and it is given. When we acknowledge, yes, I'm scared, but we're telling the universe what would I like. Right? So Here, many times when we want to be with our loved ones and we are scared, okay, we need to confront. The first step is we need to confront and we need to allow ourselves to be alone. Feel okay in our aloneness. Enjoy being with ourselves. A state of desperation is a state of lack.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nilamaji.
Hopefully, I'll be joining.
Absolutely, Tathastu. We are all giving the intention with you.
Gratitude.
Anybody else wants to ask? Are we ready to meditate? Wonderful. Let's settle down in one place. You can take off your spectacles. Take these 20 minutes just to be with your own self. From a state of loneliness, which we all exist in, or we all carry the fear of. We exist in this state by default. You're going to travel within yourself. When the masters, when the Rishi Munis have connected deeper, have gone deeper, they feel the positive state of aloneness. And then continuing to do that, dropping within themselves, going deeper and deeper. They start feeling a sense of connectedness. Sitting alone in the Himalayas or somewhere else, the master is still feeling connected to the entire universe. Aloneness is the step to take for us. And we'll start that by confronting what is, by acknowledging what is. Allow yourself to connect to your breath. Bring your attention to your breath. And bring your attention to your body. This fear of aloneness, fear of loneliness. Where in your body do you feel it? Become aware of the sensations that may be present in the body. If you're not feeling it, it's okay. Just allow what is happening. Through these 20 minutes, your breath is going to be the anchor. The anchor which will keep taking you deeper. Our breath connects our body, mind, and the spirit. It is the bridge. You will stay with this bridge. You will stay on the bridge. And you will go deeper. From the more gross part of yourself, which is the body, going to the subtler parts, the mind, and then the soul. So acknowledge the sensations in your body. Do not resist them. Watch them. Watching with deep compassion. So no judgment. And not wanting it to go away. Many times when it's pain, we just want to push it away. We want it to go away. We take our attention outward. Somebody in my life will give me this love and I'll not feel this. Can you just stay there? Be with it. The attitude that I'd like you to have is compassion and curiosity. Compassionate curiosity, which helps you to witness it, helps you to look deeper. If there is a fear, allow yourself to feel that fear, confront this fear. If any emotions start coming up, allow them. You can feel them, you can continue to watch them. Our attention and our breath together works like an alchemist. The body sensations may be changing. The thoughts or the feelings that may be coming up may also be changing. Simply watch them come and go. Neither resisting any feeling or thought, nor getting attached.
आधा दे दोगे मेरे प्लीज 1+ वाला
मेरे को क्या मिलेगा
कुछ नहीं
इसमें जो है
नहीं ये वाला जितने घटा दो थैंक यू याद की का
Be with your breath. This quality of not being attached and going deeper with your breath is helping you notice that you are separate from your fears. The fear is there, but you are more. You are seeing your fears. Allow your breath to take you in. Just surrender to your breath as if riding on the wave of the breath. Where you are witnessing. You're dropping into your own depths. At the outermost level, you are the body. At a subtler level, you are the mind. But going deeper, you are much more. Allow yourself to know yourself. Go deeper so you know yourself, your true self. Truly become alone in the true sense of the word. Everything that's worth achieving, everything that's worth feeling is within yourself. Dive deeper within yourself. Just another 3 minutes, my dear friends. Let yourself go deeper. Going into the silence within. Going into the stillness within. Just like with the ocean, on the surface, there is a lot of sound, waves, turbulence. Going deeper into the ocean, there is silence, stillness. Like there is movement and yet there is no movement. Stillness within. There is life and there is calm. Drop deeper within yourself. Everything that is precious is in the depths of nature. Just like in the Mother Earth, we go deeper and we find all that is precious. Drop deeper within yourself to connect with that feeling of peace,
नहीं
love.
नहीं मैं हमेशा यही शिवसेना भवन से
Love that is. Love which is not that excitement, not a feverish love, but this calm love. It is already there within. It is only when we feel it deeper within ourselves can we truly share it with the others. Osho says, when we have not felt this love within, in relationships we come as beggars. We are doing so much so that the other will love us. Take another 2 minutes to just feel this love within. Just enjoying this silence within. Recognize this silence within, this peace within. Just for another half a minute. This love that we feel within, we rise with this love. Feeling this quality of silence and love within. Allow yourself to intend that you will start spending time just alone with yourself, so that you start loving yourself even more. People outside understand you love them if you give them time. How will you show love to yourself? How will you know you love yourself if you don't spend time alone with yourself without doing anything? Presence towards your own self helps us to enrich the quality of the presence that we can even offer to our loved ones. Bringing this deep silence, peace with you as you get ready to come back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Slowly you can rub your palms together, cover your eyes, slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Whatever we felt, you can share in the chat if you'd like to, or somebody can unmute also and share. Anybody has any questions, any sharing? Wonderful. I'm not seeing any messages till now. The messages that have been shared before, I'm assuming that we've got the answers with this meditation, with the sharing. And just give it another half a minute if anybody wants to say anything. And then we can all leave. Wonderful, friends. Mridul says she felt loneliness in her legs. That's very interesting, Mridul. Wonderful. And today you were sharing about pain in the legs, pain in the knees. So you can just look deeper into this. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Mridul. Priyanka, for you started with shivering and blockage of breath, slowly went to itching on body, burping and pain in the head and neck. And as we went deeper, it started feeling easy and the breath was getting to normal. That's wonderful. Sally says, I saw some of my fears during meditation and had discomfort in my head. That's very good, Sally. It's very good. It's good that we take the space for it to come up and we confront it. Chetna says, I experience it around my eyes, unease around eye area. Friends, this process you can continue because sometimes, especially when it's come in the body, maybe something deeper is there and we just kind of allow ourselves to confront it. That's the reason why in the end, I actually left you with an intention that I'll keep connecting every day, just so that I'm giving time to myself being alone. So we really continue this process. In fact, on the same topic, there is a meditation which I had recorded many months back. It's there on YouTube. And Shalaka, maybe you can share it on the group, so we can use that meditation recording as well. Nilimaji is saying lots of distractions happen during meditation, but I allowed all of them to happen. And Ankit says, realize few things of daily pattern, and I think I need to be lonely to give time for myself. I need to be alone, Ankit. Loneliness is a negative state. I need to be lonely, meaning I will be alone, but I'll be thinking about somebody else. I'll be missing somebody else. No, you need to be alone, just feeling what you're feeling. The difference is always the focus has to come on yourself. You may still miss the other, but it's not about the other, it's about you. Right? So good that you wrote this, Ankit, because we can actually again remind ourselves of doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Have a wonderful evening ahead, wonderful Sunday ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
madam.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.